here. All right. So, and we're going to do a fun screen share. We have lots of fun things planned for you guys
And
today.
as many times as Lisa is saying fun, you have to know that Lisa is probably the one that put these slides together.
I absolutely am, Michael. I wouldn't have
I
it
know.
any other way.
I'm trying to make sure that I divest myself of this if somebody else has got some issues. So yeah, here it is. um, I'm sure that all of you probably already know this, but if you don't, a little over 90 days ago, SonicWall acquired Solutions Granted. Um, Really important for me as the owner and founder of this business. Wait, what? Yes, Peter. If you didn't know it,
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you haven't seen anything on social media for the
I'm
last 90 days
right.
because we've been very, very quiet about this. But yeah, really interesting that we had been a SonicWall partner for 18 years. Everybody knew us to be the SonicWall people. Everybody knew us to be the Silence people. Everybody knew all of these things about who we were as Solutions Granted. And I'd been really good for the last 4 or 5 years of giving everybody the Heisman. Really had no desire, interest, want, wish, anything to be acquired, and have been a really strategic part of SonicWall and the journey for us and for them. And it's some of those times you have to be careful what you say and what you wish for, because it was about 10 years ago somebody said to me something about, well, what do you think your exit strategy is going to look like? And I made the flippant comment. I was like, well, wouldn't it be cool if SonicWall acquired us one day? Obviously, thinking back then, there's no way that this gigantic organization, this global channel powerhouse, this firewall manufacturer was ever going to have any need, want, or desire to have anything to do with little old Solutions Granted. And here we are coming to the end of 2023, and on November 15th, the acquisition happened. And what was really important to me is, one, I wanted to make sure that my channel that I have built and with my team had stayed intact. We wanted to make sure that our method, our word, our bond, our everything that we've committed to in building this for the last several years was going to stay in play. Also, I wasn't looking to ride off into the sunset. Corey wasn't looking to ride off into the sunset. We wanted to have something that we could be proud of, something that we could build, something that we can continue to affect change. And we wanted to do it on a bigger level. So as you can see, I'm no longer the CEO of Solutions Granted. I refer to myself now as the recovering CEO and founder of Solutions Granted. And I am the Executive Vice President of Managed Security Services at SonicWall. It's a brand new division of SonicWall that's been created. It is all about empowering and enabling our MSPs. It's the same mission that Solutions Granted has had. Nothing has changed. We're going to continue to do things the same way. We're just going to do it under a different brand, under a different name. You can see that the logos are kind of coming together. We're still Solutions Granted, now a part of SonicWall. But for me, we're 90 some odd days past the acquisition. And I said this to somebody earlier today. If I had to do it all over again today, I would still do the same thing, because right now, the path that has been given to us, the opportunity to continue to be successful, it's really cool and amazing. So I'm going to stop talking and we're going to see who else we've got coming along in these wonderful slides of Lisa.
Yes. Okay. We have Michelle. We have our superhero, Michelle. We'll let you take it away, Miss Michelle.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Firstly, I'm so excited to be here today, and I'm really excited to work with the Solutions Granted team and all of the partners on the phone. We are a 100% channel company, and SonicWall's been around for 33 years. Solutions Granted's been around 22 years. So we like to say that's 55 years of collective channel love. And there's definitely a better together story here for our partners, and a lot of opportunity for us to kind of continue to expand on what Michael has already created so amazing in the US for all of our partners, but then now also growing because SonicWall is in 215 countries and territories around the world, and they need what Solutions Granted does as well. So we definitely have a lot of opportunity ahead. And Lisa, would you like me to go into the program now or wait till the end? Because I know you did.
Well, yeah, I was like, we'll do our intros and then everyone will have their time. I just want to make sure everybody knows. And then if you also see we have Corey here. Corey, if you want to introduce yourself and what
I just
your
want to say
role
one
is.
thing though. Corey looks really good in purple.
Missing the red beard. I love the purple and gold. Go Vikings. I don't know who was from Wisconsin earlier on here, but go Vikings. Missing the beard. It's okay. It's okay. Still, obviously, still here as SonicWall. Maintain still title, still same role, just a lot more busier. As you've probably seen on social media, as we're going to announce here, that we have some new offerings. That has been where I've been taking all my days, nights, everything. Unfortunately for me, might be fortunate for you, we're not going to have as many direct interactions, right? You're going to be working with a lot more of my team because obviously there's a lot more in store that I'm going to be engaged in. But as you know, to echo what Michael said, him and I are both super, super excited. If you've been at a conference and you saw Michael and I on the dance floor for the first time ever,
Come on, man.
We might have gotten wind of this starting to happen then, so that's why we were on the dance floor, because you will probably never see either of us on the dance floor or in that state of mind again for a long time, because I've sworn off alcohol, even though you guys are talking about PBR, because after that night. But super excited, super looking forward to this. There's a lot of cool adventures, providing the same quality of deliverables that we provided as SGI.
Awesome. And I am Lisa Compton. I do the marketing and channel sales side of things here at Solutions Granted, now a part of SonicWall. So super happy to kick this off as Michael has kind of already covered. The last 90 days have been extremely exciting yet very busy for us. So Michael, are you ready to roll?
This is funny though, because this is what's funny about this is people can tell that Michael and I, who normally do these webinars, did not put these slides together. There is a lot of excitement and animation and everything that
I'm not this creative.
No, not at all.
This is what I'm for.
This is good. This is good. So we did have one question that came in, and I'm going to go ahead and answer this one now because I think it's a really good one. One I answered, but one I'm going to answer live. Will SonicWall continue to resell software like Solutions Granted did? Yes, the answer is absolutely yes. How will our current software subscriptions with SGI work or transition to the SonicWall acquisition? So here's a really cool thing that's happened here. I know that all of us have probably at some point in time been a part of or near to or heard or know someone who's been a part of an acquisition. And it very rarely do you ever find that a company keeps an acquiring CFO, probably during a transition period. Very rarely do you see that you'll have two different accounting teams, two different systems in place. So one of the reasons that we were acquired is because we were so good at keeping our partners happy with our month-to-month service and our no annual commits and no minimums. SonicWall really found that attractive. So they have kept my CFO, Jessica Ford. She is now the Vice President of Finance for Managed Security Services Division. All of the wonderful people that work in my finance team are here. So we're continuing to do our billing. We're going to continue to do it out of NetSuite. We're going to continue to enhance that product and do better integrations to try to do some awesome things. So the entire SGI finance team is staying, which was really important to me. It goes back to one of those things is this is my family. I've probably spent more time with the people at Solutions Granted in these four walls than I even got to spend with my own children most days. So it was really important to me that this happened. And so for any of you that are concerned, or maybe you've had a bad experience with maybe some of the distribution issues or challenges that took place, you don't have to worry because we're still here. We're going to still do this and we're going to maintain that same thing. Why SonicWall? I think I covered that one earlier. It's this 18-year love affair that we had, and the corporate cultures really align. 32 years of being in business for SonicWall, 22 years of being in business for Solutions Granted. We know so many of the people over there. They know us. They are a channel-only company. Everybody knows us to be a channel-only company. They have been this amazing manufacturer of technology throughout the years, and we've been this amazing service provider. So what better marriage to come together than the service provider and the manufacturer coming together to become this huge global powerhouse? For us, there's been wins on both sides. We went from a little over 1,000 MSPs that we're supporting to now we have 17,000 that we're supporting. SonicWall didn't have a SOC. They didn't have any managed security services. They didn't have threat hunters. They didn't have people that are awake 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, looking for the threats, responding to the threats, trying to be a partner with you and helping you so that you can sleep peacefully at night. So they gained all of these things with us. So that's, the why of why I made this decision. It felt right. It felt good. And, I've heard all of the horror stories of all of the sleepless nights when it came to due diligence and all of the the back and forth and the frustrating, it just everything goes along with it. I will say, I am very fortunate to have Jessica Ford on my side. She had the sleepless nights. She had the long weekends. She did the vast majority of the heavy lifting. But from as I understand it, this was a better together story, and it was treated as such, even as we were going through due diligence. What does it mean for you? If you are a solutions granted partner, now a SonicWall managed security services partner, it means nothing. It means that you keep getting the same people that you were talking to, the same billing, the same consumption base, the same no minimums, no commits. Even so much so to that we published new pricing on the 1st of February because we did have some new launches that we put out there, but it was really important to us to make sure that we didn't mess with the pricing with our legacy partners. And so anybody that's on here that was a partner probably realized they didn't get a price increase when we announced some of the new prices for the new offerings and the new SonicWall MDR offerings. So no price increases happen there. So what it really means for you is more advancements, more capabilities, more global support. We've got some other really big options that are happening. So what do we got going on next, Lisa?
Well, Michael, so
Yes, lots
obviously
has changed.
lots has changed. We talked about the last 90 days. You just covered really what the last 90 days have kind of looked for us, and you've only touched a little bit about what hasn't changed, but what else has not changed and is kind of going to still be in place for our existing partners, but also people who are looking to become partners with both Solutions Granted and SonicWall.
You're still going to have to deal with me on the conference circuit. So, if you get tired of hearing me beating the drum, talking about MFA or talking about patch management or some of those things, yes, I'm going to be out there running my mouth, continuing to say it. So, for all of my ASCII fans out there, we're really excited to kick off the ASCII season next week in Costa Mesa. So we're still completely committed to that. Michelle and I, here's one that has changed. Here's what's really cool. Michelle and I got our first run of co-presenting at NerdioCon, and it was a lot of fun. It was a good time. I've never done that. Well, I did it a really long time ago when Ben Chappell used to work here, but the energy that Michelle brings to this, the excitement and the power of what she believes in and how she is just this super channel advocate, it's really great to have that type of energy that has, to be able to partner with and to do it. And Michelle's got a huge draw. She's got a huge draw of fans out there that love some Michelle.
Yes.
Like I too. And I love presenting with you. And we're like, it's great because we're opposite and yet we work so well together, which I think makes it so much fun. So I'm excited. We'll do a lot more of that in the future. Although we do dress alike now, which I'm into. I think that's awesome. More pink for Michael's wardrobe in the future.
Whoa, Michelle, I didn't agree to that. And so Michelle's been going on with this twins thing, and it's the only thing that came to my mind when she mentions a twins thing is this is like the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito. And if anybody in the chat says that Michael's Danny DeVito, we've got a problem.
I'll be Danny.
let's just be clear with that right now.
Yeah.
I thought she was joining the flannel gang. I don't know. That's what I was assuming.
I love this plaid. I do.
We're gonna try to get Michelle to join the ball cap flannel gang. That's it.
All right. Next call. Promise.
Right. All right. Next slide, please.
All right. So now that we've heard from Michael and all of the changes and things that
and we know who this is because of that purple and gold.
Yes,
Vikings
the famous
crap.
Corey. I know. I'm I'm also a Green Bay Packers fan, but I'm and I'm sorry I didn't add your beard, Corey. I forgot. But yeah, so now we're gonna talk with Corey because also a lot of things have changed on the product side for us as well, especially within the last week or two. So Corey, do you want to talk to us about that? And again, if you guys have questions during this, we have the Q&A as well as the chat open, so feel free to ask any hard questions. Play Stump Corey. Feel free. But Corey, let's hear about some MDR and what's going on your side.
Let me dive into this. And before I actually get to the MDR piece, I want to kind of highlight something, right? I made this comment today, kind of jokingly, but it's kind of true, right? SonicWall, as a lot of people know it, some people for some reason still think SonicWall is owned by Dell. Newsflash, it hasn't been in many, many years. I still hear that at least once per conference. No
7
longer a
years.
Dell company,
7
right?
years.
But
8.
SonicWall is no longer your granddad's firewall, right? It's no longer, SonicWall has been making leaps and bounds strides and kind of reforming and restructuring what SonicWall is. And you're going to see this as time goes on and time progresses. And we were, Solutions Granted was I think a big starting point in this, where we are now becoming a platform company. We're becoming a cloud company and not just a single entity. So as you might have heard, we have released new MDR offerings. Now, one thing that, Michael and I going to all these conferences over these years, I've heard over and over, I wish you guys would do SentinelOne. I love what you guys do. I'm doing X, Y, and Z with you. I don't like what you're currently using for AV. I wish you would just do SentinelOne. And the answer was simple. Unfortunately, I think it's a great product as well. However, I want to keep my deliverables here. We're not just providing you a product, we're providing you full services behind it. And to keep those high level of deliverables, to make sure that you're successful and we are successful, we were we had that one particular MDR offering. Well, now with the acquisition from SonicWall, we now have more capabilities. We now have a much bigger team where I can deliver new offerings, but still provide the same style of deliverables. Because something you'll always hear me say, implementation is just as important as monitoring. The tool is only as good as how you use it. So what we launched, I've lost track of time. I'm guessing it was last week. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I don't even know anymore. We now have additional MDR offerings. So as a reminder, if you're not 100% sure what an MDR is, it's a combination of a good antivirus, an EDR, which monitors behaviors, and then the human element behind it, the SOC services behind it to make it a managed detect and response. So we now have more options for you as partners where if you want to come on with us with the SentinelOne MDR offering, providing SentinelOne Complete, providing our tried and true support and training and SOC monitoring behind it, we now have that option. There's also the Capture Client MDR offering, which is still SentinelOne, but if you are a big SonicWall partner, if you want that single pane of glass, one login to manage your firewalls, manage your antivirus, your EDR, the Capture Client agent's for you. It is still a SentinelOne backend. It just adds additional features like web content filtering. That's a very common, question I get from the Cylance MDR is, well, will it monitor where my users are going or help protect the browser? And the answer is no. The Capture Client option has that directly built into it. Plus, a very important thing that I know Michael has been preaching for many, many years, even before I came here, is enabling deep packet inspection on your firewalls. Well, to do that, you have to push out a certificate, and that can become very cumbersome. Through the Capture Client, easily through the portal, you can push out these certificates to each of your machines. Then finally, if you need if cost is a big concern for you, we also have a Windows Defender MDR. Now, this is subjective, depending upon who you talk to. I think Windows Defender has come a very long way compared to what they were definitely 10 years ago. They've made leaps and bounds difference. But what we can put beside it now is a very powerful EDR and SOC monitoring. You can configure and manage your Windows Defender policy, scans, all of that from within this EDR platform as well. So now we have 4 different MDR offerings. We have the Cylance and Infocyte offering, SentinelOne, Capture Client, and Windows Defender. There's no wrong answer to this. Now, if you want an unbiased opinion of which one you think is best for your company, for your organization, even if you're currently using the Cylance MDR, I'm open. I'm free. The SonicWall team is free to talk to you about that as well, to help guide you on what's the best solution for you.
So
Lisa, I think we had one question that you were going to answer that came in.
yeah, I was going to say, I think that's a good segue. We have Ian that's saying they've been a SonicWall partner for years, but they're not yet a Solutions Granted partner. So what does that mean for you? So that means, Michael, if you want to take that, or Corey was covering that a little bit. So I thought that would be a really good
Sure.
window to kind of go into that.
I mean, what it means is that if you want to do more, like if you love the SonicWall ecosystem, you love the firewalls, but you don't have a SOC behind it, well, we can now be that SOC behind it. If you need to offload and have somebody do your SonicWall management for you, every add, change, delete, troubleshoot, firmware update, we can do that for you as well. If you need an MDR offering and you've got Capture Client today and you don't have anybody monitoring it because you don't know what's really happening at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday, we can do that for you. If you're looking for a better option for SOC services around Microsoft 365 and Google Workspace, so all of the things that you would expect a SOC to do, a managed security services provider that partners with MSPs, that's now what your option is. Nothing could change in your world and everything could change in your world. This is truly your option. And so now you just have more options to make these decisions that will best fit you and your customers.
Perfect. A great answer. And also vice versa, if we have people on here that are solutions granted partners that are not yet SonicWall partners, Michelle will get into what that looks like for them as well. We have a few other questions that
all kinds of
came.
S1 questions flying in
Yes,
here. So
a lot
look,
of.
I think we can answer most of them all at the same time. So
Okay.
InfoSight is the EDR component that we used in conjunction with Cylance. We do not need InfoSight when we're doing SentinelOne. It comes combined with the next gen AV and the EDR. So you don't need that at all. Also, if you have a direct portal and you're doing it with S1, whether you've purchased it through Pax8 or you're getting it through your RMM, and you're looking to potentially, or you want to potentially migrate over to us so that you can have the SOC services, you lose nothing. There's nothing lost in the transition. You don't lose your dashboard. You don't lose your policies. I'll call it's auto magic. There's a little bit more to it than that. And Corey wants to slap me for probably saying that at the moment, but it's, as far as you're concerned, it's a relatively painless, seamless transition, and you do not have to start from scratch.
Yeah, I'll take the question about how does the Windows Defender tool compare with Huntress. That's a subjective answer, right? I think Huntress and what they're doing a great job over there. With the Windows Defender MDR, we're installing that InfoSight, also known as Datto EDR, EDR component side by side with that Windows Defender to help provide us visibility, management capabilities of the Windows Defender features. So you're asking us which one's better. It's of course I'm going to say we're better, right? But it's subjective. Again, I think what they're doing over there at Huntress is they do a great job with what they do. Yeah,
they're killing it. They're doing a great job. And it's like, my advice to everyone is that if you're happy with the vendor in the place that you're at, there's no reason to change for the sake of change. If you feel that you've got vendor sprawl going on and maybe we can consolidate some of that vendor sprawl, that might be a reason. But when it comes to the pure fight of, are they doing a good job? Yes, they're absolutely doing a good job. They're taking care of you. They're doing it really well. We will take care of you and we will do it well. It's not a, it comes down to the Ford Chevy truck conversation at the end of the day. If you're a Ford truck guy, then you're a Ford truck guy and you have all these reasons why you love Ford trucks. And if you're a Chevy truck guy, then you have all these reasons why you love a Chevy truck. If you really take your emotions and step away from it for a moment, you can see the beauty in both.
Yeah, and keep in mind, our Windows Defender offering, it's not new to us. So if you've been on our Cylance offering, MDR offering, we've already been ingesting Windows Defender's logs and probably contacting you on those. It's just we now have a split out just Windows Defender offering.
Yep.
Okay,
one other
we have
on the side here, we had one other one that says, what are the timeline of consolidating the SonicWall SGI invoices and will the SGI invoices templates be kept? So we don't know what the consolidation looks like. That's a much bigger picture going down the road. I can tell you that ours is not going away. We are seeing some consolidating of some partners that are deciding, hey, I really like the way you're doing it and maybe not the way distribution was. Or there's some things right now. So like Capture Client, for instance, we cannot invoice on capture client. There's some interdependencies that happen in the mysonicwall.com portal that require that to stay the way it is. And the fastest way that we could get it to market without just ripping its guts out and tearing it apart was to allow that to continue to be billed the way that it is billing. Every other thing that you could begin to imagine, though, whether it's a firewall and the firewall as a service, any of the other MDR offerings, the Avanan offering, the SOC services offerings, all of those things are going to stay under our umbrella for the time being. And I don't think that's changing anytime.
We have one last question in regards to the Defender info site for the MDR from Enrique. He wants to know what the cost for Defender info site MDR is. So
Yes.
which obviously we can share with you.
Yeah, Lisa, if you keep going, I'll type a response back. I'm looking it up
Perfect.
right now.
Yep. We'll keep going on that. Because next we have Michelle here. So we talked a little bit about, so if you're a SonicWall partner, right, what that looks like moving forward with Solutions Granted. If you're already a Solutions Granted partner, you know, nothing's really going to change for you moving forward, except, you know, we have now we have the great SonicWall Partner Program, which obviously we have Michelle here, the Global Channel Chief that's here to talk about, which a lot of new and exciting things, Michelle, that I even learned last week that are super, super exciting. So I'll let you kind of take that away and talk about that.
Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, I like to say there's never been a better time to be a SonicWall partner. And it keeps getting better and better with this acquisition, with our acquisition of Banyan for Zero Trust and SASE. We have made a lot of just revolutionary improvements to a really familiar and beloved 33-year-old brand, right? I think Michael said it best. You know, a lot of partners, I've been in the tech channel for 20 years. And when I came to SonicWall, 14 of those years was at Cisco, and I was a consultant, and I worked at Office Depot during the CompuCom acquisition. And what I was most surprised about is partners that I know and love that were like, I thought I liked you before, but now I really love you because I've been a SonicWall partner for 10, 20, 30 years. And that to me is really powerful. Through acquisition, through release from acquisition, there's been so much opportunity for our partners. But now I've been at the company for about 10 months. I started May 1st, so almost a year. Time flies when you're having fun. But we just on Feb 1 launched our brand new Secure First program. So I don't know if you could progress the slides, Lisa, because
Yep. I wasn't sure until you were
okay,
ready.
jazz hands.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
all it's
definitely. These slides are fun, Lisa. You did a phenomenal job. I just love
thank
what
you.
you are. So this is really the new Secure First program. And so what's different, right? Like a lot of our partners are asked, you know, I've been a partner for years. What's changing in this new program? So a few things that were really important. Firstly, we did a lot of outside in feedback. What does that mean? A lot of times vendors, they launch something, they don't talk to the partners who know and use it and are going to have to suffer from it if it doesn't work out well, and they kind of operate in a vacuum. We did not want to do that at all. So our CEO, Bob Van Kirk Down, had a decree to every member of our organization, regardless of what they're in, marketing, sales, operation, customer support, engineering. I want you all to think with the partners in mind. I want you to solicit feedback. What's working? What's not? What can we do better and differently? And what can we do more of that our partners love and need to be successful, to make it easier to do business with SonicWall, to make our partners more profitable, to simplify the stack, as Michael said. And so this is what came out of a lot of that. You know, are going to a lot of events this past year. I think in 10 months, I went to 38 events. So I'll be on the road a lot with Michael. I have a 9-year-old and an 8-year-old at home. So some days I don't want to go back. Some days I can't rush. So it all depends. But we definitely have a lot of good things that we've worked on. Firstly, we've improved discounts at the lowest and highest tiers so that we can have you enter the program, but also grow and earn more with us. In addition to that, and Michael was really kind of bittersweet for him because he never had this when he was a partner, but we now do accrued marketing development funds as well. So we want to help invest back into your company to co-brand, co-market, co-sell, and co-innovate with us. So we're going to work on templatizing a lot of those solutions, allowing you to have some of our solution architects or team come out and present with you, and do some ideas that are either bespoke to the places where you're going, whether it's a certain vertical or industry, and or the people that you want to meet, right? And so that's our goal, to help you do more business and be more successful. In addition to that, we're decreasing the threshold for rebates at all qualifying tiers. So more of our partners can earn incentives and rebates with us. And I'm really excited that we're able to give back to our partners in that way. In addition to that, we know, I mean, I don't know how many of you are CompTIA partners. I'm a part of the CompTIA North American Advisory Council. CompTIA is the largest nonprofit IT association in the world. And Todd Thibodeau, their CEO, said about 7 years ago, 75% of traditional value-added resellers are going to become a managed service provider or a managed service security provider. And now we all know it's not if, but when a cyber attack happens, right? Cybersecurity is paramount. And all of these companies are moving towards subscription consumption models. And so we want to make our business more MSP friendly. So now we don't have two separate tracks. We have combined them both in the Secure First program so that they all go towards your requirements and your benefits to earn with us and to get to that next level and next tier with us. So that's really exciting. Of course, we're continuing to expand our product portfolio, not only through acquisitions, but organically as well. We have a new VP of product, Chandra Prasad, and he's created an amazing new platform of technology that we're going to continue to innovate and grow and take not only just firewalls, that's what we're most known for, but we have security at every layer, endpoint security partnerships with Capture Client and SentinelOne, obviously our MDR, EDR, XDR, and now Zero Trust SASE. So we're making sure that we are protecting our partners at all layers of our portfolio. And we're also increasing our integration. So we know we want to meet you where you are with the RMMs and the PSAs and the born in the cloud distributors and all the places where our partners are already conducting business. We're going to simplify how we do business and show up there as well. So if you go to the next slide, we did some really cool things. So first thing is this. If you have a new customer and you bring them to SonicWall, we're going to get you 50% off that deal, right? So any new deal reg that you have, you're getting 50% off from the start. But also, some of you out there might be a Solutions Granted partner, but you're not yet a SonicWall partner. Well, we know how hard you worked to get up to that level or tier in the program you're in, and we're going to make sure that we get you there quickly and easily. So what we're going to do is help you level up. We're taking you at whatever program level and tier you are with any of our competitors, and we'll put you a program tier higher with us. You have 180 days. We're going to work with you with our enablement team, our partner development team, our solution engineers, our SonicWall University. We've had over 1 million classes taken since inception and a lot of positive feedback on that. We continue to enhance that as well. But we're going to meet you where you are. So you do not have to downgrade to be a SonicWall partner. We're going to actually take you up and make sure that we treat you VIP as you're meant to be. And also, we know customer support is an issue for some partners. You're already technical, you're already experts. We don't want you to waste time and money. So we're also enhancing our customer support using some Gen AI and getting you to the right place at the right time quickly and easily. So we're really excited about a lot of the innovation that we're doing there. And I think
we have to do a little more confetti for that. That's huge. Michael was jealous when he found out about some
yeah,
of these
I'm
things.
really jealous, Lisa. My fear is that this is going to find its way into my slide decks when I'm presenting somewhere, and
it's gonna be amazing.
Is it the Corey in the purple jumpsuit that you're worried about, or the slide?
No, I would really like that. That'd be a game changer for me if we can get Corey in a purple jumpsuit. I'm sorry. And where I think this is most appropriate is like we should bring Corey to Toronto. I'm not sure that he's going to be allowed out of the country after he, kind of has to present that to the country of Canada, but we'll see. Good
I
idea.
love Toronto. Hey, you're the ones that have to look at me. All right. If you want me in a spandex driven jumpsuit of bright purple, I mean, hey, by all means.
Okay, you
I
guys heard it first. He said it, so therefore it's true. So now the option becomes real.
Yeah,
And marketing heard it. So I'm like, now it's happening, Corey. I'm
they're
sorry,
being
man.
ordered as we speak. Michael, that means that you're going to get a matching set, though, just so you know.
Oh, no. I did not agree to this. Absolutely not.
So,
Yes, Corey in a jumpsuit.
if you'd like to learn more, if you'd like to get started, here's some of the links. I see Lisa put some in as well, but you can click on sonicwall.com/partners. You can join and register, and also make sure if you're already a SonicWall partner, but you're not signed up to be a service provider partner, you can do so here. If you're a SonicWall partner and you're not signed up to be a Solutions Granted partner, let's add that, note as well in there so that our people listening can also take heed and have a conversation and learn why there's never been a better time to be a SonicWall Solutions Granted partner together.
So yes, I will put the links in the chat for everybody. As you're seeing me put them there.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
And I know we've had like a lot of other questions come up. Michael, you've been doing a killer
Now,
job of
I'm doing it.
answering them on the fly. I know we've had a lot of those kind of come up. I'll leave this up here for one more second, so in case you guys want any of the links.
Because we have a really great showing of partners and non-partners that have showed up today for this webinar. And one, I want to tell you that when I made this decision to sell Solutions Granted, I made it, and I will tell you that there was probably a point in time, and it was right around IT Nation. And I got up one morning, and this is really a humbling moment for me. Like, I got up one morning and I'm out walking around, and I'm thinking about the 22 years that got me here and all of the experiences. And like, I remember like taking my daughter to work with me when she was an infant, having a bassinet, and like the first day that Corey started working here, the first day that Will started working here. And I literally, for no reason, I'm crying, and like I've got tears running down my face. And it's almost that moment, like if any of you have seen the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs moment, where the police officer is like, telling that tear to get back in his eye, and it's like, suck it up, Buttercup. What are you doing? What are you crying for? Like, but this was a really important part of my journey in my life to make sure that I kept my legacy safe. And that's something that I've been saying to myself for a long time. I didn't want this part of my legacy being destroyed. And I will say, nothing is perfect. Nothing is supposed to be perfect. But as far as I can tell, this was as close to perfect as I was ever going to get. And this relationship that has come together and the power of what we're building, we would have never had a Sentinel-1 MDR offering. We didn't have the time, we didn't have the resources, we didn't have the money. We're building another SOC. Like Corey and his team, they're working on building out another SOC in EMEA because we got all of these partners overseas that they want us to support them as well. And there was the question that was asked, something about, will we always have the US support? Yes. We are always going to maintain a 24/7, 365 security operations center here. We're not going to force the following of the sun. We're going to maintain these operations here. But we know that we've got partners in Europe that want data sovereignty over there. They want native language support, just like you want native language support here. And so we want to be able to do those things. And so we're going to do all of those things. And for any of you that maybe operate overseas, or you've got clients in Germany or Ireland or England or wherever it may be, and they're worried about data sovereignty, we're hoping that June or July is that time frame where we will have another gateway set up. We'll have another Cylance instance set up. We'll have another XDR instance set up, and we will start to be able to support those needs of our partners over there as well.
Very good. Very good. I'm like, you guys did a killer job of answering those questions as they were kind of flowing in the chat.
It's not our first rodeo, Lisa. We've done this one twice.
I know, but I just want to make sure if you guys have any other questions while we have Michelle, Michael, and Corey on the call, we're happy to address those while we still have a few minutes left. If not, I put a link in there where you guys can reach out to Michelle at SonicWall on the SonicWall side. We also have a link in there if you guys are interested in talking with Michael, Corey, or someone on the sales side on the Solutions Grant Granted side as well. We're happy to, go deeper with you guys in terms of questions or what that might look like for you guys. But like I said, 2024 is just starting. We've already, Michael and Michelle have been on a plane, I think, almost every week this year already, which has been great. But we have like a lot more, we have a lot more coming. We have a lot of great things coming up. I know we have,
look at just what we have, in the next month between February and March. I mean,
that's only
this is,
the iceberg of
right.
March
I
to
mean,
the
this
very
is
first one.
this is really cool. Like, we would have never been able to have done these things at this level, doing this much stuff this fast, if it was still just us. So I think that's the other beauty of being able to have these two powerhouses come together, and we're killing it. And it has been a lot. Like, I was in California 2 weeks ago for the entire week. I was home for 48 hours. And then Lisa, Brian, Michelle, and I were all at NerdioCon last week, Monday through Friday. And then Michelle and I are headed off. Well, I'm flying to Florida. Michelle's driving from, her house. But we've got our partner advisory council meeting that we're coming down there to talk to our partners next week. And then we're going to be, out at Chart. I'm going to be with Chris Sarlacki at Chartech in Bakersfield, and Lisa, Brian, and I are going to be at the New Charter. Oh, sorry, that's Michelle. She's going to be at New Charter.
Yeah, I was
and
like,
then Lisa, Brian, and I
Michelle.
are going to be in Orange County for ASCII.
Oh,
and
don't
then we've
forget
got,
Obi. Obi will be
oh
there
yeah,
too.
oh, here we go. So we've got some puppy power coming to ASCII. If you are interested in maybe some puppy power for ASCII, the kickoff of the year, you might want to come see us in Orange County.
Yes, we have the cutest little booth mate ever. It'll be his first trial trade show, as we're calling it.
I'm being
So
replaced. I'm being replaced. That's it.
you know
We're
what,
replacing you
Corey?
with somebody who's a little bit cuter and a lot less aggressive. That's all we can say.
Yes. So we'll have Obi-Wan, the famous Obi-Wan Kenobi, little Frenchie there. And then if I know a lot of us are going to Ride of Boom. My first Ride of Boom, I'm super excited. I know Corey and Michael, and I think Michelle, you were there as well last year. So if you guys are headed to any of these events, make sure you stop by. If take a selfie, if you don't, Michelle will find you and take one with you.
I sure will. And the week right after that, also, I will be in CP Expo in Las Vegas
Oh,
again.
The
yes.
week after, right?
Yeah,
I
so
know,
it's,
I'm like, I didn't quite get that far, but
I
I'm
know
like,
it just
yes.
keeps going. It's like a dot, dot, dot. So,
Yeah.
but we'd love to connect. And I just also want to say thank you to everyone who listened, right? I mean, for me, this is a wonderful accomplishment for Michael and his team, because we knew how much he cares about protecting you all as the protectors, and SonicWall cares. And I do think that there's so much benefit from that, just having two teams that are so passionate about partners first and being successful together. I really am excited for the opportunity to work with you all and get to know you all, and connect again with some of our friends. And if you aren't a SonicWall partner today and you want to learn more about anything I talked about, please reach out. Don't hesitate to, find me LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. I'll give you my cell. We'll talk anytime. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, the links are in the chat if you guys want to reach out on the SonicWall side, the Solutions Granted side, those partner links as well that that's a tongue twister, Michelle shared, are also in the chat for you as well. Those will also be in the follow-up email along with a copy of the recording of this call. So if you guys have any questions, reach out to Michael, reach out to Corey, reach out to Michelle, reach out to myself. We'll make sure that you guys get into the right hands and are well taken care of. But we're just super excited. As you saw, we're all about to kind of hit the ground running here very quickly. But we hope to see you guys on the road. If you're going to be at any of those shows, like I said, stop by, take a picture, get some awesome SonicWall swag. But we look forward to seeing you guys on the road this year.
So everybody knows that I'm kind of big on the thought leadership, thought-provoking ideas. And, everybody that heard me last year, you might have heard some of the things I was going on with. But as we end this webinar today, I want to take one moment. We had a good friend of ours pass recently, had been in the channel, Carrie Wagner, been a long time solutions granted partner, it was guaranteed that Carrie was going to be on every single one of the webinars. It was also guaranteed that Carrie was also going to bust Corey's chops about eating crayons, military, funny happening there. So, remember that this life and this journey is short, and that you never know when part of that journey is going to be taken from you, be it somebody that you know, somebody that you work with, a part of your family. Appreciate them a little bit more today than you did yesterday, because it was really sad news when it was presented to me that Carrie would no longer be a part of these webinars. And it was always the guarantee, like, how many minutes would we be into a webinar before Carrie would make the comment about Corey eating crayons? So remember that as you move forward, that there are people in our lives every day for a reason, and they touch us in a certain way. And, I will dedicate this webinar to Carrie. Thank you for always showing up and bringing your humor. We're going to miss you, sir. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Take
Thank
care.
you. And we look forward to seeing everyone on the road. And we will end.